Welcome to Loco Gringo, Mexico, where we can take you beyond the usual on your vacation. Each week we talk with amazing locals who know the Riviera Maya and Yucatan like only locals can. Get real tips to real places, insights on the local scene, culture, and cuisine from a local's perspective. So pour yourself a margarita, mezcal, or tequila, grab yourself a comfy chair, and let's get the show going.
Hi everybody, Kay Walton here. So glad to have you with us. Well, you know what? We're in for a treat today because we're going to be talking to someone who was born in Akumal, raised in Akumal, and then went off to school through grade school. And he's going to talk about that. But his family was early pioneers in the Riviera Maya back in the day, and his family still has the family business here in Akumal. He's going to talk a little bit about what he does with the business, and also some exciting environmental projects that they're involved with. So I really am excited to introduce you to Gerardo Orozco. This episode is brought to you by Playa. You know, lots of people ask us for information and help when it comes to real estate, whether they're looking for retirement, an investment property, or maybe they're looking to relocate to the area. And we refer them over to our friends at Playa. The folks at Playa we've known for years, and they'll make sure that you, the buyer, are fully protected and informed when it comes to buying real estate. So if you're looking to buy a piece of paradise, check out our friends at buyplaya.com. Hey, Gerardo, this is Kay. How are you today?
Everything's okay.
Hey, did you dive today?
No, today I don't dive. You know, I'm not really right now involved in diving because I'm more focused in the administration of the business. You know, I'm part of the Akumal Dive Center that is a family business that my dad is doing in the last 35 years, 40 years ago, maybe. I'm used to diving a lot in the summer between June to August is when I really dive because we have a lot of customers from the schools from UK. When I'm getting involved in many things in diving. And when we have something a special dive to do in, like with sharks to discover a new place, that kind of things, I like to do it. You know?
Now, did you grow up? You grew up in Tizamin, correct?
I grow in Akumal.
Were you in Akumal the entire time? For some reason, I thought your dad is from Tizamin.
No. I say I'm the youngest of my brothers, so I'm 36 years old. And when I grew in Akumal, but you know, at that time, like 25 years ago, 30 years ago, was no schools around there, and my brothers they need to start like junior high school. So we need to find a place. So my dad started to do something in Tizimin. So we moved to the school to Tizimin. So that's the reason. But I moved to Tizimin when I was 10 years old.
And Tizimin's beautiful.
Tizimin is in Yucatan. Yeah, Tizimin is really quiet. It's like an hour and a half from Akumal. So I went to the school in Tizimin and I went to the university in Mérida, Yucatan. So I have a degree in business administration. So that's the reason that I grow part of my life in Yucatan too.
Did you always have a plan that you'd be coming back to Akumal to run the family business?
Not really. I never imagined that. Because when I finished the college, I started to work. My family in Yucatan used to have cattle too and horses. So I'm starting to work in the ranches, but later I'm trying to move on another work, and I'm starting to work for the government, you know. And I work for the government just a year, no more, because, you know, things right here in Mexico move really slow. Bureaucracy is really big here. So I don't really like that. So it was just a year, and I moved it. When I started with my dad, I remember that when I say to my dad that I'm going to work for the government, he started laughing. And I say, what? I say, good luck. And I say, what? Yes, good luck. Let me know how does that work. I say, okay, no. I never was in the government. When I start to discover everything, how it works, after the first month, I say, I'm going to quit. You know, but later I remembered my dad that he say, let's go to check how long you're going to be in that work. So I say, No. I need to be at least a year there.
I have to
Exactly
laugh. I have to laugh because I can hear your father's voice say this.
So when the first month I say, no, I'm going to quit this job. I say, no, minimum a year. So the day that I have a year, I quit. I said, that was enough. Thanks for that opportunity. So I didn't have a job. So at that time, my dad said, hey, if you want to have a job for you. I said, okay. So I need a guy in the front desk. So I worked for the dive center in the front desk for 3 years. So I remember the first day when I arrived, he said, hey, Gerardo, I have the key of the dive center. It's just one key. Nobody else have a key. So just you. Right here in this area, every day, every night is a party. So if you want to do party, that's okay. But in the last 30 years, this place is open at 8 in the morning. Doesn't matter if it's raining, if it's a hurricane or something, it's open at 8 in the morning. So it's your responsibility. Be here 8 in the morning every day. So I done that for like 3 years, like every day. Sometimes I was for party in Playa del Carmen or Cancun, but 7:40 in the morning, I was in the door of the dive center to open. So that's the way that I start to work. I was working first in the front desk. Later, I moved to reservations, and finally, I'm the guy that run most of the operation in the dive center. And I'm working for my family in the last 12 years, right there in the Akumal Dive Center.
And you've seen a lot of changes. I mean, 25 years in Akumal, you've seen, or more, you've seen quite a bit of change over the years. Actually, quite a bit of change all over the Riviera Maya.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, what's a big change in Akumal? I say the Akumal change was more building, more houses, more condominiums, and right now, for sure, in the main bay are big hotels like Citrus Hotel, Akumal Bay. Are big hotels that doesn't used to be like that kind 20 years ago. And most of the people maybe that is in Akumal for a long time, they never imagined that that's going to happen. When I say that, it's because all the Riviera Maya grow really, really fast. Really fast, huge hotels, big developments. And I think so we make a mistake in Akumal that we don't make the adjustments as everybody was doing around. Everybody grow, and we was still thinking that growing doesn't going to affect Akumal. And right now it's affecting.
What has the Akumal Dive Center done to kind of work with a very dynamic development in the area? I was someone mentioned to me recently that you guys have some new environmental programs happening.
Yes, like 5 years ago, we was the normal dive center. We have customers, we go diving, snorkeling, fishing, everything that plus any place around here that do services here. That we start to see that how things are changing. More pollution, more people doing activities. So I remember that we start to using ecological motors for our boats. We use 4-stroke motors. But we was thinking that wasn't enough. We need to do something else, So we start to check and we start to support ecological projects. Like first one, we start to working with the ecological center that is in Akumal. That he started doing some research and we support investigations. But later we start to work with other universities like University of Texas, UNAM, Politechnico, big universities that they are doing like water quality, pollution, seagrass, turtles, coral reef. That in the last 3 years, the Hotel Akumal Caribe have an idea to do a project of coral restoration. So we start that kind of like as a game because we say, let's go to check if that works, because we wasn't professional in that research. So the hotel start to bring people, the biologists, to start to doing that, and we do the operation like boats, tanks, equipment, everything that they needed to do the program. The first year was like a proof, and in the last 2 years is a lot of successful. And so we started working with the Acropora, that is like the principal coral in the Caribbean. But right now we do reforestation with the stack corn. Is that one because is one that in that year that we was playing checking, they discovered that is the coral that have better adaptation and growing really fast. Right now we have 2 sites that they are doing this. The coral is growing around 15 to 20 centimeters per year. So that's a lot. And we already transplant some and they are living and everything. So we start to doing that right now in form, and that project is working between Oceanos, that is one of the biggest agrupations right here in Mexico, and also the Ecological Center in Akumal is working in that. So it's different pieces to do that. So, and I think so that's really important, I think it's time that everybody do something to have a better place, because we live in a place that is really easy to criticize most of the things. But I think so right now is the time that we do something. More than criticize, we need to try to do something to have a better place. And that's what we try to do it right now.
Wow. Well, kudos to you guys. That's wonderful.
Yeah, we hope so. We hope to work in other. This year we have, next month we have a university that we are dealing to do some studies. We're going to work in the area, some areas of Jalpu, to check like a water quality, seagrass, coral, to check halocline, how it's affecting that area. So we're going to start to working with that university from UK. That's the first year that they will come. If the project is interesting, they will come every year in different groups to just have a formal investigation for the next 10 years.
Wow. That is awesome.
Thank you. As I told you, I think so that's the time that everybody needs to check how to do something better. I think so. Maybe we're slow in that decision, but I think so. Never is late to do something better.
No, I agree. I agree. Every little bit helps.
Thank you.
For sure. That's awesome. Now, did I hear there was that you guys had a lobster program as well?
We have a program for lionfish.
The lionfish. That must have been it.
It's like at least 8 years, 7 years. Every week we have a group of we have 2 times that a group of 6 divers going to hunt lionfish. And that's starting by one of the families that start in Akumal, Mirna Bush. He have that idea, so she make a group. So every weekend they go Saturdays and Sundays normally to hunt lionfish. And right now it's not many, as used to be. And I think so that's the reason is because they are hunting every weekend. Used to be in a shallow places. Right now, in shallow places you don't find nothing. You need to go deeper to find it.
That's great to hear that they've had a positive impact on the lionfish population, because there's other parts of the Caribbean that have had very, very bad problems with how prolific this fish is.
Yes, it started like a big trouble. Right here we used to have a lot in the bay, in the shallow reefs also, and that lionfish, they eat everything. They eat the coral, and if they are in the shallow places, they're going to eat all the small fishes. So the population of that juvenile fishes, they never going to be adults and have another babies, and it's something that they stop the life in the reefs.
Well, it's good that they're diminishing the population by hunting them, and it also gives us an opportunity to eat lionfish tacos. Yes,
they're amazing. I think so. The best ceviche that I try ceviches of anything that is in the ocean. I think so. The best ceviche is from the lionfish.
Wow, I've never had lionfish ceviche.
I love it. For me, it's the best.
I'm going to have to look for it and try it sometime.
Try it. You have a surprise.
Oh, good. I like that. Gerardo, I mean, what's your passion that keeps you going? I mean, business, I don't, everybody thinks, and, I moved to the Riviera Maya to work for CDM dive centers in Puerto Aventuras many, many years ago. And, when you start working for a dive shop, everybody thinks it's a really, really sexy job. But it's like a job, yeah. We have to be to work on time, and being in management. It's kind of like management anywhere else. You got to work. You've got employees and paperwork and everything. What's your motivation? Where's your heart in staying here in the Riviera Maya?
I think so that everybody that came to the Riviera Maya, they came to have the best time. Like, they came for holidays, and they want to have a really, really great time. That's the reason that they choose this place, because they want to have the best. So my goals is like everybody that came to, for example, to the dive center, is we give the best thing that we can do. It not just in diving, in everything. We work as a family, and most of the people that they dive with us, they are friends. They coming back, and they send customers. Why? Because we are not really the commercial guys that used to find in many places. When somebody came with us for dive and they say, hey, we want to see this, we say, yeah, no, that's not the place. Because some people say, we want to see the sharks, we want to see this. I say, no, but we can show you this. So we explain exactly why they're going to see it. And after we explain everything, they are fascinated with the dive, because we know exactly what we're going to sell. And for us, like as a dive center, the most important for us is the safety of the service, because always in that kind of activities is a risk. But for us, the most important is the safety of our customer. So everything that when we find that can be a risk, we stop that activity, or we check that everything is okay to do it. So I think so that's the reason that I like the work that I do it, because sometimes came people that they never tried to dive, because sometimes they think that it's really hard, they are afraid. But after to talk, sometimes you need to be like a psychology guy, So you explain everything, so you give some confidence to that people, and finally they discover that they can dive. So when they came and they know that they discover another world, because under the water, absolutely, it's a different world, they came really happy. Sometimes you change his life, because diving is very, very relaxing. And we always say, if you want to dive, it's to have fun. It's not too stressful, So they discover other activity that can be a family activity, can be somebody that wants to relax. You can relax under the water. So I like to give that opportunity to discover another world to the people. That's the reason that I like my job.
Oh, it's really, you're right on every point, because diving is a very relaxing sport. It is entire immersion into a new environment. And I mean, even the first time I went diving, I'll never forget that first day I dove, and I learned to dive in Grand Cayman, and it was just amazing. And, one of the beautiful things and coming out of the dive industry in the Akumal area is that Akumal is it's a very easy place to learn how to dive. The dive sites are close to, are not a far boat ride away. And it's really a perfect place for beginners to do a bit of a discover scuba, if you will.
Yes, many people sometimes when you talk to the people, they think like diving is a really, really hard activity. But when you start to explain or something that you say, it's really easy, you follow the rules, it's really easy, you respect everything, you start to convince that people, and after they try it, that they done, sometimes say, I never imagined that I can dive. I never in my life, because I was thinking that was really dangerous, that was stressful, but I have the best time right now. And that's good. That's good when the customer is telling that, and later that customer brings their son or the grandsons, and because they have that confidence to put the family in your hands.
I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Gerardo, can you tell me, have you traveled a lot within the country of Mexico? I know you've been around in the state of Yucatan, in Quintana Roo. Have you traveled out in central Mexico at all?
Yes, I used to play like semi-professional basketball when I was in college.
Really?
Yes. I have a scholarship for basketball. Yes. So I used to play a good level of basketball. So yes, I travel a lot because I used to play for that teams. So we travel all around Mexico. Yes, I know Mexico very well.
So is there another place that you would say that you really like and you'd like to get back there to spend some time? I mean, you know, all of us here in the coast, our hearts are all here and we love the Caribbean, but is there another spot in Mexico that you love?
Yes, you know what thing is hard for Mexico is because I think so Mexico have his own world. When I say that is because all the states are really different. Like I can tell you like about Oaxaca. You know, my mom is from Oaxaca, from the coast of Oaxaca, really close from between Huatulco and Cipolite. Puerto Escondido is a place that the name is Puerto Angel. It's in the Pacific. So it's amazing. You know, beach is absolutely different than right here in the Caribbean, but the views with the mountains and everything are absolutely amazing. But food is absolutely different. Tradition is different. Culture is different. People is different. So everything is different. If we talk about Yucatan, Mérida is an amazing city. I really like Mérida. I love Mérida. The food, the people is one of the safest places in Mexico too. So I think so each place in Mexico has his own world for everything. It's absolutely different. If we talk about Chiapas is absolutely amazing. You know, the jungle, live food. So if we talk about Mexico, we can take to us hours about everything. And I love some things. I really love like tequila. I love the really good tequila, and I love also the really good mezcal. So I like Mexico.
No, that's you know, it's funny that you mentioned Chiapas because both Chiapas and Oaxaca, I ask every guest on the show if they've traveled around Mexico and some of the places that they would love to spend more time at or that they really loved. And invariably, Chiapas and Oaxaca is always mentioned.
I think so. That's one of the places that is still kind of a virgin in touristic things, you know, because it's not really easy to get to arrive there. To go into Oaxaca, you need to drive many hours, or connections, flights are not easy. It's just Huatulco, Puerto Escondido, and it's through Mexico City, Chiapas too. So you need to be an adventure tourist to want to go to that places. But when you arrive, the hours that you pass driving or in the airplanes are valued, because are really, really amazing places.
Oh, I love the drive to Chiapas. I think it's beautiful.
No, it's really nice. Chiapas, like San Cristobal de las Casas, Agua Azul, all of that place that are Chiapas are absolutely amazing. The jungle that they have it, the food, everything is amazing. It is different, you know. And when you are in, because Riviera Maya is really nice right here. It's amazing. You have all the services. Right here in the Riviera Maya, you can have whatever you want. If you want what do you want? Thai food? You have a great place for Thai food. What other thing do you want? Vegan? You have a great restaurant for that. You can have most of the things that you can imagine. You can have it right here in the Riviera Maya and in the best quality. That is something that is really, really developing, touristic, you know? If you go to that place, it's like you feel like you are discovering something. And it's amazing, that feeling.
I totally hear what you're saying. I get it for sure. Gerardo, can you tell me, do you have any secret places, those little spots you really love to go to, or some tips that you'd like to share with our listeners as they can come down to the area and have a very special, authentic experience here?
Yeah. You know, right now it's not really easy to get there, but one of my favorite places, because it's really quiet, nobody's right there, is around Punta Herrero.
Oh.
That is far from here.
That's south of.
Because there are some.
Is that south? I'm sorry to interrupt. Is that's south? And I'm trying to get my geography straight. That's south of Punta Allen, but north of Costa Maya.
Yes, but you can go by Punta Allen. You need to go by Mahawal and drive through like 20 kilometers by the coast to get there. I said you can go by boat from Punta Allen to Punterrero. And you know what's the reason? Because there are some bays right there in Punterrero that if you are there, it's like an Akumal 30 years ago. So I like that. That's the reason that I like it. Because are just one or two houses around there, and you feel like it's nobody around there. And it's a bay. And really, it's like when I remember that I used to be in the school in Akumal and was what is like La Cueva del Pescador, Toro Bay Cafe, that area. Right there used to be the school, and I really, really remember that when you have the break, you just run like 50 meters and you jump to the water and you are in the ocean. So I remember that used to be our break when I was in the school in Akumal 30 years ago. So when I go to that place to Punterrero, it's that feeling like there's nobody around there and you are the owner of that place. You know, that ocean is all yours.
Where else do you like to go?
No, it's amazing, that area, because really it's like Akumal used to be 25 years ago.
No, it's down there. It's very nice, but it is difficult to get to.
Also, one of the places that I like it that is really far from here. I really like that to relax. Is El Cuyo.
El Cuyo, yes.
El Cuyo, because it's a fisherman village. Right now, in the last 3 years, it started getting popular for the guys that do kite surfing. But it's still like a authentic fisherman village of Mexico. And I'm from there. My grandfather used to have a big land there of coconut plantation. So I know that area very, very well. So when I want to have a fresh fish, have a hammock right there on the beach, that's the place that I want to be.
Are you a kiteboarder or a kite surfer?
No. I never try. I always when I see that guy say, I need to start to have some classes of that, but I never have enough time to do it.
I just started classes and they still have me standing on the beach with the kite. They won't let me in the water yet.
So I'm sure that soon you're going to be in El Cuyo because right now it's getting popular for kite surfers.
Yes, it is. I've been invited to a couple trips up to El Cuyo, but I'm kind of waiting to see how I do in the water before I start making the trip up to El Cuyo.
Okay, let me know when you make El Cuyo what's your impression. But I think it's something that it's a good place to be. You know, it's a good place if you want to relax and you want to be like out of the really, really touristic places. That's the place.
I always enjoy, and I do it every time I'm up, if I go to Rio Lagartos, is I always take the Coco Road, the dirt road from Rio Lagartos across to El Cuyo and then down to get home.
Yeah, that's a really good view, you know, between Rio Lagartos. You pass from Las Coloradas, that right now, you know, Rio Lagartos and Coloradas right now is getting popular, you know, by the tourists because they have in Coloradas they have a big plan of salt, so they have a kind of like a lake, a ria, that is the color of the ria is pink. So many people call it the Pink Lagoon. So everybody want pictures there. So it's an amazing place to visit.
I like it very much, and and there's a little restaurant near the Salt Lagoon there that has a fabulous and great ceviches.
Yeah, they have a really good ceviche there, and you know that's one of the things that in Mexico, you know, the ceviche that you can eat it right here is different than the ceviche that you eat it there, and also it's different the ceviche that you're going to have in the Pacifico. Like if you go to Huatulco, Mazatlan, all of that places. It's ceviche, but it's absolutely different the way that they do it. So flavor is different.
Absolutely fabulous. Gerardo, if people want to contact you to ask you questions, come dive at the Akumal Dive Center, what's the best way for them to reach you?
They can email me. like the email where I'm answering is like a dive at akumaldivecenter.com. Normally I work with the internet every day.
And you're and the dive center is on Facebook, yeah?
Yes, it's Akumal Dive Center in the Facebook, or the webpage is akumaldivecenter.com.
Beautiful. Well, we'll make sure that on the show notes that we keep links over to the website, and we'll put your email address. And of course, if anybody wants to get a hold of Gerardo, you can also contact me, ask@locogringo.com, and I can send you Gerardo's contact information.
Thank you. And the next dive, I know that you are a great diver. that's that I heard from my dad. So I will let you know when we're going to have the next trip to do in the coral restoration, and I'm going to invite you because I want that you see exactly how it's working. That, and I know that you're going to be surprising about how things are doing in this project. I
would love to do it. I would love to see it and to be out with all the guys diving. And actually way back when I was very young or in Akumal, I did some diving for your dad. I think we were doing cavern tours for him when he had divers. And that was a long time ago, but I'd love to dust off my tanks and come out and do some dives with you guys for sure. And I would like to have you back on the show sometime because I'd love to have a conversation and talk about the history of Quintana Roo, which is the state the Riviera Maya is in. And we can talk about the Montanceros wreck, which I know your father was involved with the CDM group many years ago. So I hope you'll accept another invitation pretty soon to come back on the show.
It will be a pleasure, Kate.
All right. Gerardo, thank you so much. And I will definitely be in touch with you about going diving.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Well, are you inspired now to move down here? Do you want to move down here and have a little place of your own? Well, then you need to talk to our friends at By Playa. You know, they have a friendly and knowledgeable international staff. They speak lots of languages, and they are known as being a buyer's agent. Well, what does that mean? That means they are only going to show you and sell you properties they know that have escrituras. And escritura is a title. And it's part of their due diligence to make sure the title is clear, there's no liens, and that the person who's selling the property is actually the owner. By Playa works with lawyers that specialize in fideicomisos, which is a Mexican trust. You may have heard of it already before. And they can address things such as capital gains problems immediately and right up front, so that you have no surprises along the way to closing. So contact our friends at By Playa at buyplaya.com. Hey everybody, before you leave, this is Kay again, and just wanted to let you know that Loco Gringo has a series of travel guides on Amazon and Google Play, but one of our most popular books, since we've been talking about diving today, is our book From Sea to Cenotes on Mexico's Caribbean Coast. It's an ebook for diving and snorkeling in the Riviera Maya and Costa Maya, and we encourage you to pick up a copy. I think you're going to find it great resource of information and really a lot of fun. Until next week, hasta la vista.
Thanks for listening. If you like the show, be sure to subscribe. For links, show notes, and more information, head on over to locogringo.com or give us a call toll-free at 800-478-0081.
Porque se tragó la luna, estaba enferma la rana. Su madre soba que soba, dedos de pluma la panza. Pensó ranita que luna era una toronja blanca. Y aunque la luna es de leche, la leche estaba cortada. Croa, croa, dedos de pluma. Croa, croa, dedos de agua. Croa, croa.